Welcome to the Damn Opinion Podcast. Spoiler alert. Listener discretion advised.
Oh, yes. Welcome to the Damn Opinion. I don't know what episode this is, but it's going to be a good one because Mark is smack dab loaded with lots of stuff for this podcast.
It's actually episode 150.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
I always hope that it's a cool one, but this is pretty good milestone. Huh?
No wonder you have an agenda.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're older than a lot of podcasts, I would imagine.
Yeah, true. They,
you know?
Many of them don't even make it this far.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder what Smartless has. How many episodes
Less
they
than
have.
us.
See, there you go.
They have a lot more money than us, though.
Well, that is true.
So, but wait.
And talent.
Yeah.
Were they? They were before us, right? Smartless was.
I don't know if they have 150 episodes, though. Do they?
So
They
I
might.
thought Smartless came after us.
I think they did.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay.
Like
so-
it was about 3-4 months after we
All
went.
I know is Jason Bateman was just at Pebble Beach golfing, and I'm a little bitter. Why am I not at Pebble Beach golfing?
By little bitter, do you mean bitter or bitter?
I mean
like
bitter.
you underbid.
I
Okay.
underbid. I'm bitter that I could not get to it.
When was our first podcast?
150 episodes ago.
Yeah, that would be April 1st,
Of what year?
3 years ago.
So
Like
they
he's trying to do the
no,
math.
their oldest podcast. Not that we're like trying to compete with them or anything.
We're so much better.
Is July 13th, 2020. So they are before us. They are before us.
What?
And so who knows?
They do.
Yeah, they know. They know, but the funny thing is, they don't like number their podcasts.
We didn't either. We stopped about halfway through.
We did?
Yeah, we used to number them all.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say we have more than them. Ha ha. There we go. We'll count them later.
So they're
We'll count them
older,
later.
but they're not as prolific.
Yeah. Oh, no. I mean, come on. Interviewing Sarah Silverman.
I mean,
Okay.
seriously. I mean, honestly, if you guys disagree, smartless guys, call us. We'll debate it on air.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the other
And
thing.
I'm open for a round of golf too, Jason Bateman. Anytime. Anytime you're ready.
I would say that we could probably beat them in basketball. What do you think? No, probably not.
I could probably beat them in basketball.
I want to guard Sean. I want to guard Sean. You guys get the other two, right?
Okay.
I'm so sorry. We're not supposed to bring up the competition. We are head and head in the rankings.
I'm going to laugh. Sean is probably a deadly three-point shooter.
He probably is. He probably is, and he's just going to like take that, bitch.
You're going to pulley hammy in the first 3 minutes.
Yes, I
anyway.
will. Of course I will. Are you kidding
You're
me?
like, wait, I didn't stretch.
Yeah.
He'll be dribbling, but it won't be with a ball.
Yeah. Take 10 steps. Mark and I will be tired, and you're going to have to do all the running. You're going to have to be the 3-point guy and the down low guy. Yeah, that's okay. So we can't beat them in basketball. They're richer than us. They're probably younger than us, and
They're
good.
probably better looking than
They're
us.
better looking. Yeah.
They're better looking than us. I know Bateman's a better golfer than me. He's like an 8 handicap. So
There you go. So yeah, they pretty much have it all. But if you like us better, make sure you let Smartless know. I mean, they might be pissed.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, they might start getting on there and trying to cancel our podcast.
Or just like and share our show and subscribe.
There you go. I love that. What a good idea. I'll bet you they mention it all the time and we never do.
Probably.
Okay. Well, James, before we get into Mark, he's got a bag full of fun over there.
I can't wait, man. The
Yeah.
strings are breaking.
Yes, you've got lots of stuff.
He is abnormally quiet tonight. He's just waiting.
is.
His brain.
I have so much in my head.
His
I
brain
can't
is
talk about anything
turning.
else.
Okay. Yeah, this is crazy. So we should just get our side of life out of the way. It's going to be boring compared to what
It's
Mark's
totally
gonna
going to be
bring.
boring.
Yeah, what's going on with you?
So, first, now that the Super Bowl is officially over,
What?
Thank God.
Who won?
you know who won.
The
Come on.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh,
The Kansas City Swifts.
There you go. And Patrick Mahomes was the MVP.
The Dodgers report in 46 days.
so we have 46 days to think about Taylor and Travis?
46 days.
No, my friend. No, my friend, because you know what's coming up before that. It's the NFL Combine,
Oh, jeez.
right? Which, by the way,
I've never watched.
Isn't there some other sport going on like right now? Soccer, hockey.
There's basketball going on.
girls field hockey.
There's college basketball. There'll be March Madness before that.
Oh, March Madness
Combine,
is the big deal.
I don't watch the Combine because the Combine for me is literally like mad scientists testing lab rats. They're like, how high can you jump? How far can you run? I don't know. You're 6'6", 350, and you run a 440 flat. It's a little slow.
Yeah.
If you were given a $50,000 stipend or some type of fund from the government to test lab rats, what would you do?
I wouldn't take the money. I would hate testing animals.
No,
I
it doesn't.
couldn't do
No, I'm not saying attach electrodes to their body and kill them. I'm saying if you had to come up with something, what would you do?
I would let them listen to music.
You'd play different music for the rats and see how they react.
Yes.
That's actually a smart idea.
Are they happy or are they sad?
Yeah. Do they get more excited? Do they calm down based on the music? That's a good one.
That's not really what I want to talk about, though.
Okay, because we're gonna go down a rat hole and talk about
that's
rats.
not really what I want to talk
Because I was about to talk about some rat experiments.
No.
But go ahead.
What I really want to talk about is I was getting ready to go to bed last night, and my wife went to bed early. She wanted to watch one of her
lovey-dovey shows?
No, one
You're
of her
stealing my thing, but go ahead.
one of her reality
You
shows. She went to bed and watched it. So I didn't want to be up for a long time, so I just flipped around Netflix real fast, and I found the Creedence Clearwater Revival documentary, basically.
CCR doc.
Wow.
And it was a CCR doc narrated by Jeff Bridges, the dude.
I've seen this. It's good.
Because if you do
good.
Lebowski, he has the Creedence tape.
Well, he's got the good voice.
And
too.
it really just kind of centered on them around their concert in the Royal Albert Hall in England. And I've always loved Creedence, but I didn't know a lot of their history. I knew their band members and I knew their albums, but I didn't realize how big they were at the time, especially when their big tour was coming out. The Beatles broke up like right before that.
Right.
So they were kind of being annoying. It was them, the Beatles, and the Stones were all right up at the top. And really they did, was it 3 albums in 3 years?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
They cranked out all their hits in just a short amount of time.
Wow, so Creedence is never put into the category of the Beatles and the Stones.
Well, and it's so funny if you watch it because they're all from Northern California, right? They're from El Cerrito. So they showed their pictures from like 1965, and they'll have clean cut.
They look like the turtles or the birds or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mop tops.
Well, what was their name? The Mollygogs. I already forgot.
There you go. Something like that.
Gollymogs or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they go off to the kind of different jobs. They still were in the band, but then the one guy goes in the Coast Guard, the other guy goes in the Army Reserves. Then they come back, and now it's the summer of love in San Francisco, and now they got long hair and hippie beards and the whole thing. And they really honed their musicianship over 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
And so they just hit it the right time. And then John Fogerty really came in with his political and just his sound, which you think he's from like Born on the Bayou. But he's from El Cerrito.
Right. Exactly.
And he's got the flannel on. Everyone's like, he's a good old boy. He's from El Cerrito.
Yeah. And
then it finishes with their concert in the Royal Albert Hall in England. And it was a really good, they put on a good show. That was a good little concert.
so interestingly enough, and I've watched this a long time ago, but I do remember a lot of it. And what you hear about CCR is all of the fighting about songwriting royalties and all of the things like that. This did not really touch on.
Not at all.
It was all about the roots of CCR. And you kind of wanted to know about that and get the dirt, but this was a perfect little documentary for what it was.
Yeah.
Right?
CCR was in Roots also?
No, the roots of them. Thanks, dad joke, man. Okay, I hope this isn't what you're pulling out of your bag today.
Oh, it
All right?
fully is.
It is. Okay, we're gonna be into this. And then the other thing is that think about the radio at the time, at least where I was, we had a lot of CCR. Not a lot of Beatles, not a lot of Stones. It was all CCR, like where I was living.
Dude, you're in Mount Shasta.
True.
Was it because Northern California?
I don't know.
Because he was wearing a flannel shirt. So it really matched with.
Well,
It's cold up there.
and
Because where I was at in SoCal, we had a lot of Eagles. A lot of
Okay,
Eagles.
there we
yeah.
go. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well,
Eagles-
we had Eagles too, though.
We had a lot of Eagles.
Yeah, but I think that they were the counterculture thing, right? It's like they were really part of the, almost like the grunge. They were kind of like the grunge group.
Yeah, they
before
mentioned in that
grunge.
documentary how at the time John Fogerty was probably the most political songwriter kind of the time for pop, right?
Right.
You had Dylan and guys like that, but guys that were they were selling big records and making a lot of money and spreading their word around the country.
So
he was the one.
Let me ask a question because I never saw this. Was their sound different at the time? Because the Stones and the Beatles were a little different.
They were definitely
Was
different,
CCR like? Did they have a different sound?
They had a different sound. And if you think about it, they had like 4 covers. They had, God, it's going out of my brain now. They had,
I don't know that one.
I know it's going.
Yes,
out of my
I
brain
think it's going out of my brain.
They had I Put a Spell on You. They had
Susie Q.
Susie Q. Thank you. And then they had one other. Those were their big hits, and I've already forgot. Which
And then,
one it was.
interestingly enough, a lot of people think that
Proud Mary.
Proud Mary is a cover, but it's not.
It's not.
They wrote it, and then Tina Turner and Ike, man, they blew it out of the water.
Yeah, they did.
Actually, both versions. That's one of those few where both versions are great.
That's why their songs are so good, because they put the albums together really fast, really quick, and they had just built up, and they'd been a band for a while. They were the Gollywogs or whatever they were. Some weird. Their label gave them this name because they were trying to be like the Beatles, so they gave them this British. Yeah. But it was a racist name, but they never said what it was.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah, they found out later it was a hateful racist name or something like that.
Yeah, and they're like,
so they canceled
great,
it to Creedence
thanks.
Clearwater Revival.
Yeah. And
Which is interesting because where would you get that name? That's so weird.
Well, if you think about it, in the 70s time, there was a lot of revival bands, and they had weird names.
So what happened to the group? Why did they break up?
They don't touch on that in the documentary.
Well, does anybody know?
The documentary really is about the show at Royal Albert Hall.
I get it, but what happened to them?
Well, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I believe there's 2 brothers. They kind of fought, and then they got John Fogerty, who's the main songwriter and lead singer. He got a lot of his songs and the royalties taken, and he just got bitter about it, and he got cheated like all of these old artists did, and then he just said, I'm not going to write anymore. And then he went on a hiatus for decades until he went in the 80s, center field, or for a decade, I guess. And then he wrote center field, and he started doing a comeback on his own solo album.
If you watch the documentary, you kind of get, they don't really touch him, but you kind of get a feel that he's a little introverted.
Yeah.
He keeps himself, like, they're touring their first time overseas, and they're in England and Switzerland, and they'll show the other guys, and they're like, oh, we're in a foreign country. And like, how are you enjoying it? And he's like, it's the same hotel room I was in Switzerland. It's the same hotel room I was in Austria.
So he never goes anywhere.
No, he stayed in his room.
Actually, and this is all coming back to me, the most amazing thing about it, they are in the Royal Albert Hall. This is CCR. Mm-hmm. Everyone is sitting properly in their seats, watching it.
Black tie event.
Yeah, pretty much. Very clapping. And this is a rock and roll band and playing rock and roll. I mean, even Elvis and Rolling Stones in America were getting crazy crowds going crazy, right?
My favorite was they were on the Ed Sullivan, and then they left Ed Sullivan, got on a plane, flew to Woodstock.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we're going to play Woodstock the next day. Woodstock had so many problems.
Yeah.
They literally went on at 3 a.m.
Wow.
At Woodstock.
Crazy.
And played. And they
Nobody
showed
cares.
a little clip of theirs, and I'd seen that before. And live, I mean, they shredded. They were pretty good live.
Yeah, those groups back then were better live. I mean, they were the same. What you heard on the radio was what you saw in concert. Not today.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. You just had a lot more effects. I mean, they're just on the stage, them playing.
Yeah.
There's no big smoke machines. There's no dancers. There's no upside down spinning drums. There's none of that. It was
So
just.
you'd recommend watching this documentary?
Yeah. I mean, it's not amazing. It was I think it was like an hour, hour 20.
It's good for what it is. And I really liked it because it was just talking about the beginnings. And then the big climax of the doc is.
Okay.
And I like music docs myself. So
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that one. It popped up and I was like, oh, let me watch that.
What streaming service?
It was Netflix.
Okay.
What about you, William?
Well, we kind of touched on this before the podcast. Last night, I was doing the same thing, flipping around. My girlfriend flips on something, falls asleep, and I watch Jon Stewart, and he's making his comeback on The Daily Show.
Looks
right?
very different.
Oh yeah, if you haven't been paying attention, it's like he's getting older.
He's
right?
lost weight. His hair is white.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
no spring chicken.
No.
And
But
he jokes about that during the show, too.
yeah, he totally does. He's like, get a close up with So, interestingly enough, before it was definitely The Daily Show for a reason. It went on daily,
Right.
And he was on all the time. This time around, he is only doing Monday nights, and then he's got a guy who's doing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. No Friday. So, The Daily Show, I remember from long ago, and obviously he leans liberal. And not to get all political, but I always like it when everybody gets made fun of equally. And last night, he did exactly what I wanted him to do. And basically, he was like, we are all fucked this year. Whatever candidate you pick, we're fucked. He's like, hey, you know, whatever he was saying about like, hey, this date, November 4th, I think is election day. And he's like, but just wait till the 5th and the 6th. We're fucked, you know? And we all know it. Americans know it. And we don't get a choice. Yeah. It sucks.
He pretty much just makes fun of our two old presidents. Mm-hmm. And that's what I always loved about The Daily Show. He does lean liberal, you know, more than he does to the right. But the thing I always liked about The Daily Show is he's just honest about everything.
Yeah.
He is.
And that's what comedy should be, right? Yep. You make fun of everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And tell it like it is. And he really lays it bare in there. It's pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
If you get a chance, you could just watch his like monologue. It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch the whole Daily Show.
No. Anyway, they've got the cast of characters are back. And if you really enjoyed it before, I have a feeling it's pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. Yeah. Probably. So especially this election year, you like guys that call it like it is, you know, like Ricky Gervais is one of those guys. Like him or hate him, right? Bill Maher is one of those guys. Jon Stewart's one of those guys. And Chappelle. Those guys are. I don't like Bill Maher either, but
he is a condescending dick.
He really is. But what have you watched his show lately?
I have. Watched his show.
And you're like, okay. Like, look, he's telling you his truth. I mean, you might not agree with him, but he does have his own opinion, and you just know it's not network backed.
True.
Right? And that's
he doesn't
what
cater
like.
to his guests. He tries to bring on different guests, but he'll have 4 people that totally have different thoughts.
He caters to himself.
No, but he will, but he will state his own thought, even if the 4 disagree.
Yeah.
And I'm like, good for you.
And you know what? This is all just fun political fodder because we are fucked.
We are screwed.
We really are. So
yeah, we're screwed.
So
my favorite part in there is, you know, Biden just had the press conference where he came out and was all mad about his age and he was fighting with it. And so they're showing that and he walks away and he's like, high five, yeah. And then what you don't see on the news clips is Joe Biden stops. Somebody like asked him a question.
No, they asked him a question about Gaza and everything.
And then he starts to come back. And Jon Stewart's like, no, take the win. No.
You realize he messes up when he comes back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He calls the Egyptian president the Mexican president.
Yeah. Oh, and Jon Stewart calls it out.
Yeah.
Right?
That's his funny line. He calls him CC, unless he's like, CC.
CC, senor.
CC, senor.
So, yeah, and everybody, all of the Democrats right now are saying, you know, he is just doing such a good job behind the scenes.
Smart.
And Jon Stewart's like, can you film that? How about film that? Because we would really love to see that.
Well, if you get a chance, watch it. I've not laughed that hard in a while because, again, it's Jon Stewart, his delivery. It is stinking. It's what all of us are thinking. It's stinking hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, I have to give credit to the press corps, though, that's going up and actually talking to his press secretary all the time just to get questions answered. And man, that is a hard job. I would hate to be the press secretary.
I would hate that job.
Because you have the press. You have the press going, excuse me. So
no, they're not even saying excuse me. Bark, 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 bark.
And then they're like, you said that President Biden wants the oil companies to lower the prices of gas, and yet why would they do that? Considering that the president wants to shut down the oil companies and move everything to electric. Why would an oil company do that? It's like, what are you talking about? We've never said that. Yeah, you did. And they named the dates and the stuff. And then she's like, next question. She doesn't even answer it. She just moves on.
This is both. And it's not, we're not picking on one political party.
It's
all
horrible.
of them. Yeah. All of them.
They all do it.
In the Jon Stewart, he shows one of Trump and Trump's like, I have the best memory. And they ask the question. He's like, I don't remember that. Even though I have the best memory, I can't remember that.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
wow.
Okay.
All right. So we got the bag of fun.
Well, wait, hold on. So if you had to test rats, what would you test them for?
So, okay, if you really want to know. I found this study interesting. They had a rat by itself, and they put a bottle of water and a bottle of like cocaine laced water. And when the rat was by itself, it would eat the cocaine, drink the cocaine water, right? And it would get all high. But then when you put a rat, and it was just in a cage, when you put a rat in a giant cage with lots of fun things to do and other rats to play with, he would not touch, none of the rats would touch the cocaine water. And isn't that
They just drink the normal water.
They just drink the normal water. So it's like
So when
having
you're bored
things
and
to
feeling
do.
lonely?
Yeah, not being lonely, not being alone, being
They're
included.
rats. Rats are not a lonely creature. They're not you don't hear of a lone rat.
Exactly. They are community. And it's just an analogy for humans. It's like, the people that are, addicted to drugs and stuff like that. Maybe they feel alone, or they are alone, or they're, those types
Or
of
they're
things.
uncomfortable being alone or even in public. So
Right.
what they do is they take cocaine to feel more comfortable.
Exactly. The whole idea is try to get, everyone in the community thriving, right? That's the point of this rat
Speak for
study.
yourself. I fucking hate people.
Yeah. But you're thriving, James.
I know.
You're thriving. You're watching documentaries.
Let me drink my cocaine water.
Yes. All right. Mark, bag of fun. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, first of all, if I was doing a rat experiment, I would just put Biden's face and Trump's face and let the rat go and see what happens. Just to see what
Like
they
their
say.
actual face or just a picture?
Just a picture of their
okay.
face.
And see if they ate.
Wouldn't that be great to put their real faces, though, right up in the cage and see if the rat goes up and bites one? Does he pick them or does he irritate?
Well, it would be great if you could just, coat it with sugar or honey and then they eat away. And then the first person that's totally eaten away is the loser.
Okay. There you
Right?
go.
Why
I
not?
don't know about you two.
Wow.
I'm just piggybacking on his, why wouldn't you do that? Have you guys ever heard of when they do it for charity, like a duck walk? They have the duck walk around on a bunch of squares, like Super Bowl squares, and then whatever square they poop on, you win. Those are fun. So we could do the same thing
Are they
with Trump
really?
and Biden.
You could do the same thing with the homeless in San Francisco.
No, really what we should do with Trump and Biden is like a sack potato race of 100 yards. Winner.
They wouldn't make it 10 yards.
That's my point. Winner is president.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be entertaining.
Or a octagon cage match. That'd be just as good.
Oh, jeez.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
But I want them in thongs for sure.
Oh, that would be
No.
the number one pay-per-vent.
American
pay-per-view.
flag diper.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yes. American flag diapers.
One has red and white stripes. One has stars. That'd be perfect.
Like Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
Oh, God.
I did find out recently that the world's worst candy bar is not what you think it is.
Whoa, these are weird
Okay.
facts, aren't they?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, when you say worst, do you mean worse than
Bad for you candy bar.
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy.
not
It's
tasting?
and right, and it's a worldwide selling candy bar, even though it's made in America. It's the worst candy bar you can possibly eat.
And why is that?
It has the highest fat, highest sugar, highest cholesterol in the candy bar.
Snickers.
No, that's what everybody would assume.
That's what I was thinking. I know the answer because he told me.
It's not.
Almond Joy.
No, and it's not Three Musketeers, which is really a weird candy bar.
What is it?
It's Twix.
Yeah, I don't eat Twix.
I love Twix.
I don't eat Twix.
I have a bowl full of Twix out there.
They're terrible. They're raspberry Twix.
No.
You would rather have
That's Kit Kat.
I would rather have a lot
Raspberry
of
Kit
things
Kat.
than
you'd
a
rather
Twix.
have Kit Kat than Twix?
I'd rather have a Kit Kat than a Twix.
No. Why?
Twix is nasty.
What are you talking
And
about?
they're both way down the list.
Twix is a cookie with caramel and
Yeah.
chocolate.
And chocolate. What is wrong with you?
You're saying that is terrible?
Yeah, I don't want a cookie. I want a candy bar.
Okay. I'm not a big Twix fan myself, but I can't say that
so
they're
what's
terrible.
your favorite candy bar then?
Snickers.
Well,
Well,
that's a given.
it might be Reese's if you're counting that as a candy.
What about the new Reese's with caramel?
No, I'm not a big caramel person.
See, I'm a Milky Way guy.
That's the number one candy bar in the world. Milky Way.
Is it really?
Mars, yep, Milky Way.
Snickers used to be.
No, Milky Way has always been number one.
Really?
Yeah.
Snickers, Reese's, boom, boom.
Oh boy.
It's funny because worldwide, you have to think about the tastes of everybody, and Milky Way fits more of the world taste than just America.
Yeah,
Snickers is the number one American.
Snickers is a good candy bar when you're like, I am starved and I don't have lunch, and you have a candy machine and that's all it is candy, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do the Snickers because it has peanuts in it. It's fine. It's good. But other than that, it's a Milky Way. And I'm not a big chocolate guy, so I don't really eat a lot of candy bars.
I don't either. If I'm on a run, a hike, something like that, if I need some sugar, like you said,
Yeah.
My
it'd be
wife's favorite candy bar is
or
Reese's.
M&M peanut M&Ms.
Oh yeah, my wife says Reese's peanut butter cups. She
Yeah, me
loves
too.
them.
Me too.
She will eat off all the chocolate on the outside first, just so she can get the better flavor of the inside.
Ooh, okay. So if we're gonna talk about weird eating habits, with
No,
candy
let's
bars, let's do it. So this isn't with a Snickers regular bar, okay? But with the little fun size Snickers, I love to pick them apart, and then I'll eat the peanut and caramel side on one side. And then the nougat on the other
what
side.
you can't see is James and I are staring at Bill like he's twisted.
Why
right
did
now.
you start this conversation?
Okay, but here's why. It's like for some reason, like Milky Ways suck, right? It's just nougat and chocolate.
Yeah.
And you can only eat so much Milky Way before you're like, nah, nah, nah,
Nah,
it's too-
Exactly.
Nom, nom.
I don't even know why they're a candy bar. Anyway, but with the Snickers, when you just eat the nougat side, it's tastier because it has a little caramel and a little peanut in there. And it's done differently somehow, and it's really delicious.
I feel like we
gonna say.
just went through the CCR documentary of candy bars. Right?
yeah.
It's true because candy for me is really a mood because like my wife, when I met her, she always had payday, little mini paydays everywhere.
Those are good.
And so I would have one. I'd be like, then I throw them in my backpack. And when I'm out hiking, this payday's really good. But if you just have it around the house, you're like,
Yeah, if you have them around the house, you're not eating them. But if you get hungry and something like that, you'll eat them.
Yeah,
So
on the
are there-
trail,
are
they're
there-
really
this-
good.
this is not
so
really
now I
what-
put them in my pocket when I go on a long run, and
That makes sense,
instead of
though.
a goo or a gel that
Yeah.
other people do, I just bust out the payday, and I'll be running next to somebody and they're sucking down that terrible goo, and I'm like, payday.
Yeah, and what's funny is the payday doesn't melt in your pocket, which is great. So,
Yeah.
so you said it's a mood candy. So this is not my main topic, but what candies do you choose like at the movies when you go to the?
I don't go to the movie.
If you did, other than popcorn, what candy would you pick?
That's a good question.
Would you do peanut M&Ms?
I might.
Which, by the way, peanut M&Ms in the popcorn is delicious.
No, what's the one in the box? The
Juji fruits,
not the Juji fruits,
Junior Mints.
the Junior Mints.
Really?
That's a popular one.
I always like the Junior Mints, but usually, honestly, even when I go to the movies, I eat before I go to the movies, and it would be popcorn or usually nothing.
Yeah. What about you?
It used to be Junior Mints or Raisinets, but I am totally a Milk Dud guy now.
Oh, your Milk Duds?
Milk Dud, because think about it. When we were kids, Milk Duds were hard pieces of rock
It'd
that would
last the
break
whole
your
movie.
teeth, and you couldn't even eat one. It would last all movie
You'd
long.
suck on that thing the whole movie.
Yeah, the formula has changed, and now you can chew it, but it's still great because you can basically chew the whole thing throughout the movie. It lasts if you know how to eat it correctly. You don't just dump them all in your mouth. You just
Is there a
keep 'em.
diagram on the back
there's
of
a
how
special
to
way
eat
to eat
it?
Milk Duds.
Yeah.
Step one.
Well, you can eat them a number of different ways.
Oh,
but,
please. We don't need to go into
But
it.
I won't go into them. But anyway, I will do that because you have something to do too. Because I am so ADD, I still like my phone. So that at least I have something
You're
to
not
do.
supposed to look at your phone in the movie
I
theater.
don't. But that's the alternative. It's like
That's
I
what
have
he
Milk
says.
Duds.
He needs something to do instead of watch the movie.
I'm watching the movie, but I need a second thing to do. So I'm eating the Milk Duds, and that's my.
You
what
just
about
reminded me. Well, I'll tell you mine, but you just reminded me of Bit of Honey,
and that's
which you
so
can never
good.
get the wrapper off completely.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to eat around.
You have
it
to
when
eat
you're
or
chewing
just
it.
eat the wrapper.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
and then
You eat
spit
the
it out.
wrapper and you kind of get it out. at
Yeah,
the
you
end.
kind of get out later. But the Bit of Honey flavor, if you've had one, I don't know how long since you've had a Bit of Honey.
a long time.
What's funny is you forget how good they are until you eat another one.
They are so good.
They are.
They
You're like,
really
oh,
are
this is
good.
better than I remember.
And there's a new thing, new craze, which is all the freeze dried candies. Okay, like you can get
Oh, that's
all,
right.
Skittles freeze dried, and
Yeah.
so they're big puffs of Skittles, right? They've been freeze dried.
Yeah, that's a
well.
big new trend.
I haven't really had any candy that's been freeze dried that I liked, except the Bit of Honey.
Where
It's
do you get
amazing.
this at?
If you pay attention, they're everywhere now. You walk by, and there's a big bag of freeze dried whatever.
yeah, I have to admit, I never look at the candy aisle.
Yeah, they're
Twizzlers.
everywhere.
I go for Twizzlers or Red Vines when I go to the movie theater.
Oh, you are a Red Vine guy, and you were supposed to bring Red Vines to my Super Bowl party.
They
and
didn't
did
make
not.
it.
Yeah. Oh, you ate them in the car on the way over.
The whole tub.
He was like, I want these for myself. I'm not taking them to the party.
See, that's the thing. I like So I'll do the milk duds. Alicia does the red vines because she's a red vine girl.
Yep.
And then together we do the popcorn. And then I try to avoid soda, right?
Yeah.
And it's still ingrained in my brain that I have to have a Coke or a Dr. Pepper or something. And so I really try not to. I get water or tea or whatever, but it's still ingrained. Somehow when you're a kid, you're supposed to have that Coke with the popcorn and all that stuff.
You're an adult, Bill. Take a flask.
You know, there's
Yes, exactly.
You know, there's very few things in life as an adult, or just things in life in general, that really make you happy. When you go through. So just splurge a little. Go ahead and do it. Go to the movie theater. Just pick whatever.
Going to the movie theater, you're splurging.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now, speaking of movies real quick, we did have a couple of Super Bowl movie ads, right?
Well, yeah.
Is there a couple that you, because I missed some of them. I had so many people over, I didn't see them all. So I did, Deadpool's coming out. I will go there.
I knew about that. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Wicked looks really good.
Oh, that's the other one. Okay. Yeah, Wicked looks good.
It looks really good.
I'm skeptical.
I saw the show.
Me too. I've read the book and saw the show.
I haven't seen the show. I haven't read the book. So
Oh, really?
I'm going to watch the movie for sure. Yeah.
I'm skeptical.
Yeah. But it has the girl from The Outsiders on it, who is the witch.
Yeah.
She's good.
She's
She's good.
Witches. They're sisters.
I'm
Well,
skeptical.
the Green Witch.
Not Glinda the Good Witch.
I guess not. But isn't Glenda bad in Wicked?
Not necessarily. They just have their own viewpoints, and that's the whole point of Wicked is you get both sides of the story.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm skeptical.
Actually,
I want to see more than just that trailer. I'm skeptical.
Well, we all agree we don't want to go see the live action Disney shows, so I can see why you don't want to see Wicked.
I think Wicked will be one that I wait to come out on whatever streaming service and I watch it from home. I doubt I will go see that in the theater.
So that was the original question. Do you want to see it in the theater? No. So I might see that in the theater. Deadpool for sure. And was there anything else that was coming
No,
out?
there's a show called If with Ryan Reynolds. It's supposed to be pretty funny and entertaining for kids too, but now I'll wait for that one.
Oh, yeah, that's like it's Imaginary Friend.
Friends.
Yep, we saw that. That's good. Okay.
I don't remember any others.
None of that was my topics, by the way.
Okay, well, I can't wait to hear. This is called the Bag o' Fun. I want the 150th episode called Mark's Bag o' Fun.
The 150th episode, we're totally hijacking all his topics.
Exactly. Anytime he brings something up, we're just gonna have a bag o' fun.
Okay,
with it.
so
What's your next one?
I'm gonna ask James. James,
wait. Why didn't you ask me? Okay.
James, have you heard of Tong Tong?
Tong Tong?
Tong Tong.
No,
Really?
I don't think so.
Do you ever want children beyond the ones you have?
No,
No?
I'm done.
What happens if you could train your child to be the perfect child?
There's no such thing.
Oh, but there is.
No. What is Tong Tong?
China has recently released a new AI robot. It's a young girl, probably the age of 6.
I'm already disturbed about this.
Of course, Mark knows about this.
And her name is Tong Tong.
Okay.
And they're looking to replicate this for people, obviously, who want children. Obviously, it's China. Remember when they had their one-child rule?
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't support their country.
And so Tong Tong is a girl, right?
Tong Tong's a girl.
Girls are not very popular in Japan. I mean, China.
Well, she's faulty already because she's a girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. According to China, not James.
She's moody. She can't decide.
But she can learn. She's AI.
That's scary.
It is scary. And they're looking to start producing these, which has me worried. And for obvious reasons.
Why would it be the perfect child? I could make it learn to be bad.
That's my point. And bad people are going to buy these AI little robot
Children.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not good. It's called Tong Tong. China. It's China. We love China because, China gives us everything that we don't want. China did the Wuhan thing.
So when I'm at the movies, Tong Tong's going to be in front of me in the seat.
Oh, Tong Tong could be eating popcorn from your bowl if you'd like. Right next to you.
Tong Tong's a robot.
Yeah.
It's a robot.
But it'll fake it. It'll put the popcorn to its mouth and drop on the skirt. Popcorn in the mouth, drop.
It'll be running around in the street screaming, and I'll have to be like, be quiet. Get off my lawn.
But it'll all be in Chinese, so no one will know what's happening.
No, it's the perfect. It can speak whatever language. It's a robot.
Will it have an accent? Do you think AI...
Well, let's say, Red Ram! Red Ram!
Yeah, can you imagine? That's China. That's how China takes over the world. everyone has a robot, and then all the robots turn on America.
No. You have to think big picture. All those little 6-year-old robots come to America, and then they all form into one giant robot. And they all merge into one 100-foot tall baby robot.
I love it. Yes. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
That's what happens.
So, I wouldn't buy a Tong Tong.
You know, there's going to be so many with AI and the way it increases.
I could
Who
see
knows?
America banning that thing, too.
Yeah.
Not allowed in America. Could you imagine Christian fundamentalists if the Tong Tong baby came here?
I know a lot of priests who might be happy.
The Christians would want to adopt them all.
That's probably true. No, all the A-list Hollywood people would want to adopt them all.
That's true.
Oh, that is true. But they'd want to, and they'd bling them all out.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
You're boarding a plane and your AI baby's all blinged out, and you're having trouble getting on the plane because their baby is misbehaving.
So if I got the 6-year-old robot baby, I know what I would do.
What would you do?
It would be the best pitcher in Little League ever. I would be like, come
all
here.
you do is train it?
Fastball, curveball, fastball, curveball. That thing would grow up to be amazing.
Wow.
It's a robot.
So this is kind of like my rat question. What would you train your Tong Tong? What would be the one thing you'd train that Tong Tong? Because
It's a robot. It'd mow the yard and do the dishes.
That's what I'm thinking.
It'd paint the house.
It's a little 6-year-old robot.
It's a robot.
Yeah. The problem is that it's a 6-year-old little girl. Like, I feel uncomfortable wanting a foot massage from this. It's a robot, but it's like, no, we can't do that. And then you feel bad if it's mowing the lawn.
It can't even reach the sink to do the dishes.
Exactly.
I would make that thing look like Cindy Brady, and it would do all my chores.
You have CPS knocking at your door. Mr. Smith, we're checking on the welfare of your child. I don't have a child. But we have pictures here of this little blonde girl with pigtails. I don't have a child.
This morning it mowed, waxed your car, and painted the house.
You have to dig a trench for the new sprinkler system. It's out there pickaxing away. That'd be great. Bill is bothered. He's so quiet. He's bothered by this whole discussion.
It's just the visuals are bad. The visuals are really bad.
It's a robot.
Yeah.
It's technically an android.
Can't we just have adult robots? You know, I mean,
Well, they have those.
think about this. Why would you want a 6-year-old robot? You
Yeah.
would want
Because it's cute
an
and
adult.
non-threatening.
And honestly, I don't know about you guys. I don't need an android robot. I would like C-3PO, R2-D2. I would like a
C-3PO's
robot.
Android.
But I would like, but he still looks like a robot.
Right. I'd rather have it look like
Than
a
with
robot.
flesh and skin
Yeah.
and the whole. No.
Think about it. If you were going to replace your leg, would you replace? Because let's say you lost your leg, would you replace it with a fleshy looking leg that never really looks like human skin, or would you get one of those robot legs? You're going to get the robot.
Oh,
leg.
that looks really cool?
Yeah, they look cool. They're very cool, and they're better. You know, you can use balance better. It's better all the way around.
I'm getting the Iron Man leg, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because how weird is that, waking up in the middle of the night because they don't sleep? And there's the robot.
Okay,
That's what
Just
I'm talking
sitting there.
about.
staring
okay,
at
creepy.
you.
What's your next creepy topic besides the 6-year-old
Because
robot?
150 episodes of creepy. If we were going to have a creepy podcast, I should have come. Okay.
Wow.
What's next?
Did you guys see the size of the Super Bowl ring that was awarded to the Chiefs?
I did not.
Are you talking about last
Massive.
year?
No, this one.
Well, they haven't made them yet.
I think you might be incorrect.
They probably gave them their NFC championship.
No, I think they've made them, but they're not released yet to them. It's massive.
Well, they all are massive.
No, it's getting bigger.
Oh, yeah, because nowadays they put the stadium where you can open up the top of the ring and you can see the stadium inside the ring.
That's ridiculous. Are all the fans in there too?
No, it's just the stadium.
Does
Right.
it play Taylor Swift songs when you?
Oh,
open
that
it
would
up?
be
course it does.
so great. That is amazing. They should get Taylor Swift on there.
They totally should.
Oh, which song, I wonder, what would that would be? Oh my God, we got to call Kansas City. We got to call the Jostens is who makes this. Jostin. Remember they did
I had
your
a
school.
Yeah, I had a school ring.
The
from
school
Jostens.
rings,
Of
right?
course you know all this.
Yeah.
Jostens make those super expensive diamond Super Bowl rings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are a ring maker, man. And
Wow.
if you check out, I mean, the Rams had one with the stadium. They were the first to do it. And then KC has done it. I believe Tampa.
So wait,
has
so let me
done
get this straight. Hold on a second. This is great. I love this. You're a Raiders fan.
I am.
They play the Super Bowl in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, which is a Raiders stadium.
Maybe they won't put it in
So
there.
the Kansas City Chiefs are going to have their Super Bowl ring with the Raiders stadium in it.
Who knows? I mean, you
Well,
never
you
know.
said they put the stadium in there.
They have in the past. I don't know if they're doing it
That
in the
would
front.
be awesome.
Yeah. Now I know because the Rams were the first to actually win a Super Bowl in their own stadium. And then I think Tampa won a Super Bowl in their own
I
stadium.
think Tampa did too.
So now you have two teams that did that. I don't know what happened at the year after. So maybe they didn't do a stadium after that. Who knows? But they are amazing. They are amazing.
Where is next year's Super Bowl?
Arizona.
Oh, that's so boring. Jeez, I hate that stadium.
Yeah.
I didn't
Outside.
like it.
Quit the dome.
I
Outside.
didn't like it. Do you think Taylor's going to go to the White House to see President Biden?
Why not?
Why
Of course. Biden wants all the Swifties voting for him. Why wouldn't he?
But
They just want all the right freaking out about it is what they want.
Oh, yeah.
so Taylor's going to travel with the Chiefs to go meet the president?
She got a pretty tight schedule.
I'll tell you what. Everyone is angry about Taylor Swift just being on TV. And I have noticed, I've just watched, it goes beyond everything. Republican, Democrat, young, old, man, woman, whatever. It's like just random people complain about it all the time.
Do you think it's
Yeah.
because she's so popular? Like she's so popular that she doesn't need to be on TV? In a
I don't
sporting
know.
event?
I don't know. I mean, it's like,
I think it's just one of the other things in the culture wars of our society today. It's just another ammunition. You're either for her or you're against her. It's like everything.
well, and every year you can really, it's like clockwork. You go to Facebook and every, like about 1/3 of your Facebook friends are saying, I like the game, but the halftime show sucked.
Yeah.
Every time. And it's just like, okay, like this is getting like really routine. It's really weird,
Well, I do know, and again, I'm just going to mention this because I just read it. Travis and Taylor, if they do get together, they will be the richest power couple ever. Bigger than Brad and Lena, bigger than Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Richest power couple
Ever.
Bigger than Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Yep, they have more money than Jay-Z and Beyonce
She
together.
has more money.
Yeah.
Together,
He
though.
doesn't.
Put them together, they have more
And
money.
then take
as
away
a couple.
Travis and she has more money than
No,
Jay-Z
but
and
they
Beyonce.
together they will be the richest power couple ever.
I find that hard to believe.
I'm just
That
telling
seems like an over-exaggeration.
No, because you'll have like Jeff Bezos and his ex-wife when they were together, right? Richest guy, not power.
Celebrity.
Right, just power. They have power and money.
That would be the Clintons.
No.
Yeah.
It's funny though. But no.
Yeah, but
Travis and Taylor literally
What do
will
they-
be the richest power couple.
I'm
Yeah.
going to look this up while you're talking. You continue to chat
Yeah.
amongst yourselves.
I'm just, I guess what is the end? Because, I mean, as soon as Travis Kelce retires, he is no longer the popular Kansas City Chief.
He's
blah,
going to
blah,
be a
blah.
speaker on something.
Sure.
Announcer for something somewhere. He
Yeah.
already has a podcast that's popular, but that was before Taylor. But he's going to be announcing. He's better than Gronk. He's better than a lot of people who do announcing today.
I think the only person right now who went from football and went into entertainment and is bigger than they were as a football player is Michael Strahan. Michael
He's
Strahan
great.
is incredibly charismatic.
Yes, he's very
and
good.
Travis Kelce's charismatic, but I don't think he's going to
I don't
be
think he's a
that
Michael
level.
Strahan. No.
No.
Well, this is just as of August, the 4 richest power couples in the world.
Okay, go.
Number 1, Selma Hayek and her husband Francois Henri Pinault.
Yeah, no, that's not power. That's just money.
$7.2 billion.
That's just money. That has nothing to do with power.
Steven Spielberg and Kate Capshaw at $5.4 billion.
That may be a power couple.
Oprah Winfrey
Now, who's that?
and Stedham Graham at $3.51 billion. If you think Oprah doesn't have more pull,
No, but keep going.
well, I'm looking at And then Holly Valance and Nick Candy.
Okay, so here we go. Ready? Everyone you mentioned, their significant other is not really anyone.
Beyonce and Jay-Z have $1.8 billion.
Got it.
Wait a minute. Salma Hayek and this billionaire.
See, you couldn't even name him. That's my point.
That's because I had to have a Franz Jacques.
It's the richest power couple. That's the difference.
Well, that's what
you don't get one person like it's Martha Stewart and John Smocky.
So Taylor Swift has 1.1 billion, right?
And then how much does Travis have?
Travis,
nobody knows.
he doesn't have a billion.
How much does he have?
Even if he had a billion, that would be 2.1 billion, which isn't as much as these guys.
Okay, again, you just said it. You couldn't name the other couple, the other person in the couple. Everybody knows Travis Kelce.
I know Kate Capshaw.
Everybody knows Travis Kelce in the last 2 months.
No, they knew him before. Travis Kelce was the number one tight end in the NFL.
No. You knew Travis Kelce if you watched football. The average person had no idea who Travis Kelce was.
How many people watched football in the Super Bowl? Do you know that?
Well,
113 million people.
I understand that.
1/3 of the country.
We know Travis Kelce because he's a top fantasy player and a top player. Most people really didn't know who Travis Kelce was.
Dude, more people watch the Super Bowl than any movie that you see with. Like,
I know
Brad
that.
Pitt.
That doesn't mean they're necessarily watching it. Everybody has a big party, and the Nielsen ratings are on. Half that party is not even watching the Super
again,
Bowl.
You're proving my point because you have Taylor. Everybody knows Taylor, and you have Travis. At least,
yeah. You know what the biggest show last year was? The Super Bowl. It's a party. It's an event.
You're not listening.
No,
what
you're not listening.
The couples you named, the second person of those couples, nobody knows.
Everybody knows Beyonce and Jay-Z. I'm trying to look to see where they fall into this.
And Travis Kelce has a $50 million net worth.
That he reports.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all. He has an extra billion in his mattress. He doesn't tell anybody.
40
about
of that is since he started dating Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Here we go.
I think he and Patrick share the same bank account.
That would be great if you're Travis Kelce.
I just have a hard time believing that they are they're hot right now, but are they the...
Look, Travis Kelce is a great football player. I like him, and he's fun and everything. At the end of the day, he's a douche.
He's a big douche.
And it's going to come out, and Taylor Swift's going to be like...
And why is he a douche? Because he's a simpleton who made it too big, and he's too big for his britches?
You're forgetting Barack and Michelle Obama.
Hello.
That probably might be the most power couple over Travis and Taylor.
How much money does Barack have, do you think?
He's speaking for $500,000 a pop.
Still, how much does he have?
I don't know.
Interesting.
David and Victoria Beckham?
Who?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh,
now.
yeah. David
You're just
and
buying
Victoria.
into the hyperbole of the Taylor.
I'm telling you,
Travis whirlwind.
This is the news that's out there.
By the way, David Beckham, I see him everywhere now.
He's everywhere.
He and Victoria both. Do they have a new show coming out? Is that what it is?
No, they're just bending it.
So, yeah, I'll bet. Anyway, they are all over the place on TV, but I always have the sound down and then I ignore it. So I really got to start paying attention.
What about Prince William and Kate or whatever?
Oh, you can't mention the royal couple.
They got a lot of money.
Think about Prince Charles. Poor guy.
He's never going to abdicate.
His mom lived till 125, so he's finally like 80 and he gets the crown and then he gets cancer.
He said he's not going to pass or abdicate the throne. He will die as a king.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he doesn't need to abdicate unless he just starts to really lose like King George and goes mad.
Those kings didn't give it up. They said, well, I'm going all the way to death.
There's a lot different power structure than there was nowadays.
Yeah, that's
they
true.
would not.
Parliament would be like, no.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it just a figurehead these days? It's stupid that they
Isn't our presidency just a figurehead?
Yeah,
Aren't they really puppets for the power?
I think they are. Yeah, for sure.
New king coming.
You have a Democratic Party. Obviously, they're puppets, right? So it's like you have a Democratic corporation and a Republican corporation, and they're all puppets.
The king is dead. Long live the king.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So electric cars are not what they once were.
Wow, we are just going on a wide ranging from robots to electric cars.
I mean, and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and everything else. No, they're just, what's funny is our government can't support the whole infrastructure now for electric cars.
Oh, really? Shocking.
Which we knew years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
And now companies literally like GE and others and the car companies are merging together and going, yeah, you can't do this. it's not going to work.
Our California grid can't support it.
It's not even California.
Well, I'm just saying, our California grid can't support it. Can you imagine on a 3-day weekend with all the trucks and cars, everybody pulls over to gas up or charge up when it's 105 in the middle of summer?
Or when it's 30 degrees in Minnesota?
Yeah, bring the grid down.
Look, I got 70 miles. I can make it home. You just went 3 and your car's dead.
Yeah.
30 degrees. I mean, your battery just drained.
We have a windstorm and we have blackouts for like 4 days. A tree takes out some lines and nobody has power for 4 days around here.
So, yeah, it's not good. And I bet you Tong Tong runs on electricity.
You certainly don't want her running on gas. That's for sure.
How strong is Tong Tong? Can she carry me?
Oh, that would be great.
Well, her name is really close to King Kong, so I don't know.
Can you imagine you're getting a piggyback ride from a 6-year-old?
That would be awesome.
Carrying you down this, and she's running like Steve Austin at 50 miles an hour down the road.
Your Tesla runs out of power. You just get Tong Tong to carry
The more
you.
you talk about it, I really want to talk about it. But you look so disgusted.
I am just, it's disturbing. It's disturbing.
You know what I want for
I want a
my-
robot, but not a 6-year-old Chinese robot.
You know what I want for my birthday? I want a Tong Tong and a Twix. Two bad things that shouldn't go together. I don't know. My bag is empty.
Okay.
Oh.
I just wanted to make sure on
Jeez.
that. I was like, okay. Thank God. Okay. That was a nice tagline. Why don't you just say it one more time?
Your bag is empty.
No.
James, how's your bag?
My bag's full.
Now we know why Smartless wins.
Yeah.
That's because they actually write their jokes.
Yeah. That's right.
We should try that.
Yeah.
150 episodes.
Yeah. Congratulations, guys. 150.
Woohoo!
We did a little bag of fun.
We can have a Twix.
Mark's bag of fun is Twix and Tong Tong. Okay.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. All right. Mark's bag of fun. That's what it is. 150.
Mark's damn bag of fun.
Okay.
So we will see you next week on the 151st episode. It's going to be amazing because James is going to do something you've never seen him do before.
Well, no one's ever seen us do anything before.
That's
I'm
true.
going to take a piggyback ride on Tong Tong.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Tune in for our next podcast when you'll hear the big, the bold, and the bald give their opinions on everything entertainment. Damnopinion.com